Now, online learning became the norm during the pandemic, and that includes foreign students learning the Korean language. But now, many of the institutes in the country that offer Korean language courses are planning to resume in-person classes starting this summer. Our Lee Rae-hyun went to one of them and files this report.
Students at schools and universities are back in the classroom after over 2 years of online learning due to the pandemic. And starting this summer, foreign students at Korean language institutes will be as well.
I prefer going for learning a new language to go to offline classes because it's easier to discuss and have conversation and have dialogue, so I prefer that.
I'm pretty excited. It's really nice to get to finally meet my teachers too. I only saw their face for about a year on the screen, so it is really nice to actually get to talk to them in person. It's much more comfortable.
Korean language institutes are for foreigners who want to learn Korean and are put into classes based on their level. During the pandemic, these educational institutes had to run classes online, but this caused some problems, including student participation. According to a survey conducted by Yonsei Korean Language Institute, over 65% of the students who responded said that it's hard to concentrate in an online class. 64% of the students said lack of communication between students and their teachers is another issue. But now institutes are beginning to welcome students back to the classrooms. This is one of Korean Language Studies institutes located in Seoul. It has been offering online and in-person courses starting this year and is planning to increase the number of in-person classes this semester. A Korean language teacher of more than 7 years welcomes this new policy.
Online classes have caused some communication issues in learning a new language. But with in-person classes resuming, more students are starting to register for Korean courses.
She also added new trends are coming up in Korean language classes.
As more Korean language learners are planning to settle in Korea, they're getting more interested in learning about Korean culture. More than just food, they want to know about people's values and history. I'm putting more emphasis on teaching these things to my students.
She also emphasized that teachers should be more conscious of trendy buzzwords that are not in textbooks so that students can not only learn the language itself, but speak like a native Korean would. Lee Rae-hyun, Arirang News.